All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about an absolute titan of American literature. We're going to dig into why Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird is so much more than just a book you probably had to read in school. I mean, this is a story that is still shaping how we talk about justice and morality, all these decades later.
I mean, think about that. More than just a novel, it is a cultural landmark. That's a huge claim. So what is it? What gives a book that was published way back in 1960 this kind of incredible lasting power? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. So, to really get to the heart of that question, we've got to start by understanding the world of the book and, the time it was actually written. The context here, it is absolutely everything.
The novel itself is kind of like a bridge through time. So, the story, it's set in the 1930s, in the deeply segregated American South. But, and this is key, Harper Lee wrote it in 1960, right as the civil rights movement was gaining serious momentum. This unique timing is what lets it talk about the past in a way that felt incredibly urgent back then, and believe me, it still feels just as urgent today.
Okay, so the story takes us to this fictional, sleepy little town called Maycomb, Alabama. But here's the absolute genius of it all. We don't see this world through some adult's cynical eyes. No, our guide, our narrator, is this amazing little girl named Scout Finch. She's curious, she's hilarious, and she sees things with a clarity that most adults have lost.
And this right here, this is the core dynamic of the whole book. On one side, you've got all the magic of childhood, right? The summer adventures, the spooky neighborhood mysteries. But on the other side, that same innocence becomes this incredibly powerful lens that forces us to see the town's ugliest, most brutal truths. All the deep-seated prejudice and hypocrisy that's bubbling just under the surface.
And what makes it all bubble over? Well, it's the trial at the very heart of the story. The plot really kicks into gear when Scout's dad, Atticus Finch, who's a lawyer, agrees to defend Tom Robinson, a black man who has been falsely and terribly accused of a crime. This one decision basically forces the entire town of Maycomb to look in the mirror, and it drags all that hidden hatred right out into the open for everyone to see. But look, a powerful plot is one thing. You need powerful characters to really make it go. And let me tell you, the people of Maycomb, they are the true engine that drives this unforgettable story forward.
I mean, seriously, the power of this book is its characters. Through Scout's eyes, we see everything without that cynical adult filter, and her blunt honesty just makes the town's hypocrisy look completely ridiculous. Then you've got her brother Jem. His journey from idealism to a painful awareness of the world, it's kind of our journey too. We watch his heart break as he realizes things aren't always fair. And of course, there's the mysterious Boo Radley, the town's boogeyman, who's really just a symbol of misunderstood kindness. And holding it all together at the center is Atticus Finch, the story's absolute, unwavering moral compass.
And this quote, this is the lesson Atticus is always trying to teach his kids. It's really the defining message of the entire book. He knows that defending Tom Robinson is going to make him and his family outcasts, but he does it anyway. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. And that, he says, is what real bravery is all about.
All right, so now that we've got the plot and the characters, let's dig a little deeper. Let's talk about the powerful symbolism that gives this novel such a profound, lasting meaning.
And the most important symbol of all? It's right there in the title, the Mockingbird. It represents pure, unadulterated innocence. You see, as we learn in the book, mockingbirds don't do a single thing to harm anyone. All they do is make beautiful music for us to enjoy. So, to kill one, well, that's just a senseless act of cruelty. It's destroying something pure and good for no reason at all.
So who are the mockingbirds in the story? Well, the most obvious one is Tom Robinson. He's a good man, kind, hardworking, and completely innocent. But he gets targeted and ultimately destroyed by the town's systemic racism and deep-seated prejudice. He is a victim of pure, tragic injustice.
And the other key mockingbird? It's Boo Radley. Here's this gentle soul who's been so damaged by ugly rumors and fear that he's forced to live in seclusion. All he ever does is try to show kindness, but the town has already made up its mind about him. They judged and condemned him without ever even knowing him.
So when you boil it all down, the novel really leaves us with three huge, timeless lessons. First, it pulls the curtain back on deep-seated injustice. Second, it gives us this incredible definition of what moral courage really looks like. And third, it teaches us about the profound, absolutely critical importance of empathy.
And this line right here, this is the one that comes up again and again. It's really the book's moral anchor. It's the advice Atticus gives Scout over and over.
He's constantly pushing her, and us the readers, to try and walk around in someone else's skin before we dare to judge them. Honestly, it's the foundation for the entire book's message about compassion.
So, all of this brings us right back to that big question we started with. We've talked about the characters, the plot, the themes, but why? Why does it all still matter so much today?
No, really, think about it for a second. Why does a story set in a tiny, segregated town in the 1930s still resonate so deeply with us today? What makes it feel so present, so incredibly relevant to our own world?
Well, the answer, I think, is because its core themes, justice, empathy, moral courage, are absolutely timeless. The battles that were fought in Maycomb, they are still being fought right now, today. The fight for racial justice, the difficulty of standing up for what's right when everyone else is against you, the desperate need for empathy, none of that has gone away.
So, in the end, To Kill a Mockingbird is so much more than just a story. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to every single one of us to actually confront the injustices we see in our own lives, in our own communities. And it's this powerful, enduring reminder that maybe, just maybe, our greatest tool for making things better is our ability to simply see the world through someone else's eyes.